They think that she still owes them some money.
Oh, Belva.
If you could excuse me, I'll be back in just a moment.
Also, Maximo, why aren't you haggling? Your friend is a haggler.
I mean, I have a friend who's a haggler too. Does that get involved?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I was going to say. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. But yes,
I mean,
just because my friends do a thing doesn't mean that I have to do the thing.
Sure it does. What about all those kids that just jumped off that bridge? Made all the papers.
Yeah, they did it themselves.
No, the first one did.
I have more questions, but our GM has left us.
What are your questions?
Well, my question was going to be if we... I guess the town round is cyclical, because, I don't think I want to go shopping until I know what our next adventure is, because that will kind of dictate what kind of things I want to shop for.
Yeah, my understanding is that you do everything in the town, and then you handle the, leaving town step, which is a different step.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, since 2 people have stepped away, I'm going to step away too shortly. I'll be right back.
It's going to be a long day today for me.
Okay, I am back.
Well, I think all you have is Robert right now, so...
Yeah, everybody else stepped away.
But no, I mean, you're the only one who has stuff to do still. I got kicked out of town.
I mean, I'm heading to the inn to rest and actually get something decent to eat and drink. And I was considering maybe doing research on the immortality scroll, but I probably will be biting off more I can chew with that. So...
Remember, this phase represents a week or weeks of stuff, so it's not like day to day.
That's true.
And by way of research, you're talking about that the spell information you took from the dungeon?
Yeah, transcription of immortality?
Yes. That's only partial information. It's worth money. You could sell it to somebody. They can use it for research and something else. You wouldn't be able to replicate a spell from it.
Ah, never mind that.
Yeah, it basically is treasure.
Okay. I have a question then. Is there anywhere... This is weird. I don't expect it in this town specifically, but is there anywhere I can actually maybe do research for spells or anything like that, or no?
Such as for learning new spells?
Yes.
You would either find those adventuring in treasure, like find scrolls and stuff for specific spells, or when you're leveling up, you get access to more spells as well.
All right, so that answers that. I'm then going to, well... How about, I don't know. Dang it. We already got a rumor, I guess. We'll have to deal with that later. What is dig for leads? What does that refer to? I guess that's the current quest?
Well, no, what that would be is you're digging for leads for adventures.
I'm gonna do that because, time is money.
Yeah, basically digging for leads is how you get your leads on adventures. A lot of your hooks come from there.
So what do I do to get a hook, I guess, to dig for leads here?
All right, so you'll just put down that you're doing that right now,
All right.
and that is going to add 1 to your lifestyle.
So I'm at like +2 right now. Or technically +3 because I'm at the tavern.
Okay, so yeah, tavern is worth 2.
It's worth pointing out that when we're leaving town, after you pay your bills for being in town,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like we automatically just roll a 3d6 for an adventure hook.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't think you really have to worry all that much about it. I don't know if there's what you're doing would modify the 3d6 roll. I just know that leaving town automatically has something written down for it.
Maybe it's giving us a choice of adventure hooks or something.
The adventure hooks are a bit different. It's more like random things that happen. Whereas if you are digging for leads, you get something concrete. Like if you tell me that you're going into the library and you're digging through a bunch of old dusty tomes and then you make a test, I will give and you succeed, you're going to walk out of that library with either a legend telling you about something good or you're going to walk out of there with a map that's going to lead you to a dungeon.
How about this? I want to actually look up information about the ghost necromancer that we just killed, because I'm sure the town has records on that since it's a tomb that's nearby, and maybe that'll lead us somewhere.
Um I will say the way it's set up is you're rolling for leads for the next adventure.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Like, it's like we just had this encounter. We know who she is. I can't remember her name still, which is sad. It's in my notes though.
Aethervash.
Thank you. Did she have associates? Was she one of a kind? Hathervash. I'm looking into like connections now for her, and is there anybody else who is similar to Hathervash that's out there that maybe this could be becoming a recurring problem?
Um I will say that you don't need to roll for that.
Okay.
That wouldn't actually. What it is with the town phase isn't really meant to be so much of a role play phase. It's meant to be more of a
Bookkeeping.
bookwork record keeping phase.
All right.
And you'll make that roll for digging for leads. And then I'll give you things in response to that. Whereas if you're looking for things specific to Skagenby, that would be you doing stuff during the adventure phase in the town itself.
Okay.
So once we left the town phase here, if you wanted to do more research on Skagenby, instead of leaving town after that phase, you would stay in town, make some lore master tests, things of that nature.
All of us except Sir.
I got what I needed.
Yeah, you got kicked out.
Yeah, and I got a free rumor.
So so just for clarification, what am I rolling for the leads then?
You're rolling for leads. Were you going to speak to people about it, asking around, or were you going to do research?
I am better at research, so. But I do want to try and speak to people too, because you never know. Maybe I can actually pass that and make myself better at that.
Hey, people are just books you open with a smile.
Yes. No, we'll play it safe for now. We'll do research, whatever that would entail. I guess lore master.
You'll be using Scholar skill for doing any research.
Scholar, okay. I do have that.
And that's going to give you a source. And then from that source, you can ask questions.
Okay, any modifiers or just straight up Scholar?
You're going to simply make a Scholar test.
What do I gotta beat? Obstacle.
You have no obstacle, just tell me how many successes.
I have rolled a 0.
Ooh.
Are you doing research? Is this what you're doing right now?
No, this is trying to dig for leads. Apparently, it's fucking dry here.
Remember that adds +1 to your lifestyle cost.
Yes.
It does.
Also, I just want to remind you guys, while you're here, don't forget to buy rations and shit, otherwise you're going to leave and be starving immediately.
Remember,
well,
we
normally.
Free.
Yeah, we did
you don't have to count in your rations, but you will, any light sources, you will have to buy those.
Yeah, I put together a shopping list for me, or at least the beginnings of a shopping list. But we get to do that as we're leaving, right? Before the next adventure, we get to do a shopping phase?
No, you're doing that in town now.
Okay, so my question then is, we should probably figure out where we're going first so that we know what it is we want to buy, so that we have a chance to prepare for the next adventure, right? So first we'll gather information and figure out our next move, and then we'll do the shopping phase?
Did he say that while you were gone, or no? That if you do research in town, you might get a specific thing that would lead us on to a path, but otherwise, in the leaving town phase, the very last step is an adventure hook roll. Which is a 3d6 roll of some random shit happening to us as we're leaving town.
If that's true, then okay.
Also,
it seems like we should get a chance. Well, I don't know.
Also, because you said you had a shopping list, which involves your resources and your loot and everything like that. Also, remember, as you're leaving town, that's when you pay for being in town. So if you don't want, don't want to spend all your resources based on what's going to come up, because you don't want to.
Yes, and the market is separate from your lifestyle leaving town. So if you were to, say, go to the marketplace, you would make a roll leaving the marketplace, but if you also stayed at a tavern, you would have to roll leaving town to pay for the tavern or whatever other lifestyle.
Right, so there's your shopping cost, your lifestyle cost. Lifestyle is paid at the end. That makes sense. I feel like random plot hooks, with such an emphasis on preparation, it seems weird that you're preparing for something that is ultimately determined randomly, but that's more just a weird quirk of the system than anything. But okay.
It feels like, because we're like random nobodies, like the guild won't hire us, nobody will hire us, we're the unwanted untouchables. And, we're just preparing for everything. Like, life is hard. Have rations.
And a lot of the equipment they give you, there isn't going to be a lot of specific items for things. Like, you're not going to go and spend a bunch of money on things to fight undead and then not come across undead, because there just isn't a bunch of stuff to buy for undead. It's simply the generic equipment.
Right. I mean, the specific case that I was thinking about was, I want rope. Rope has limitless applications. I could carry rope on my torso if I ditched my cloak. As a sneaky thief type, having a cloak might be like something beneficial. Although really, I guess I don't know if it's mechanically beneficial. But that kind of limited strategizing is not something that I would do. You know, if we were trying to do something that was going to be more of a heist versus something that was like, we're going spelunking, I might want to make that choice, but I guess that's not something.
Well, it feels like the real essentials here are light and food.
Well,
Right. Yeah.
I'll also put this to you. If you don't have a cloak per se, and you are, say, down in a dungeon or out in the wilderness and you get into some rather inclement things, say a nasty rainstorm, would you want that cloak to protect you?
Yeah, I mean that's the case. But again, we would have a better idea of what that would be if we knew where we were going. But it's okay.
I think
I
that
won't buy the rope.
I think that
I'm an
falls under
adventurous,
the purview of like socks. Remember, socks are literally on your character
I'm
sheet.
trying to put it as, are you going to take your jacket with you when you leave the house today?
Because it says specifically your GM can penalize you for not having socks, which is the only reason the sock slot exists. Sorry, I keep saying socks, I meant shoes.
Shoes, right? Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. I get it.
Never
Okay.
worry, I have rope.
Good. I'm glad somebody thought ahead to bring rope.
Also, a cloak provides a 1 die bonus to survivalists and health tests related to staying warm and keeping dry.
Which is what I was just.
So it literally has a mechanical benefit.
It's like your sword and prophylactics. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Right.
But all right, so we'll do this in some steps here. Who was going to the marketplace? We'll need to make that roll before leaving town.
I am going to the marketplace to buy more flasks of oil.
Well, I was going to help you with that because I get a free copy or of one thing that I buy, and we've already got plenty of rations given to us. So I would say I go and buy some of your oil.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. You can just send one person to the market to buy stuff for everybody.
Okay. I mean, if you would like to pick up some oil while you're out for me, then that would cover most of my needs.
And that way it might save some dice later on for somebody else who's trying to recover from a condition or something like that.
Yeah, I do still have to recover from exhausted, but I figured we would have at least spent one day in town before.
Yeah. Well,
coming-
this is something that takes days, a week.
Yeah.
This isn't a stop in town.
It's more like a stop at a motel.
Well, it's an extended stay while you
Yeah.
recover. So, uh, whoever was doing the market, if you are going through the equipment list and want to tally up all of your stuff that you're buying,
Found the equipment list.
it should be in the handouts. Like the flasks of oil are start off obstacle 2. And that gets 2 flasks of oil.
All right, so I would be able to buy 4 total. So,
And another big question, who has the money?
I got some money.
As do I.
Do you have to worry about inventory slots when buying stuff into town phase?
Yes.
I mean specifically in terms of carrying the money. Because otherwise you would want to send more people than just one person because they'd have to carry the treasure.
Yes, unless you have open spots on the inventory.
Well, we
Or
got-
you
Guess
wanted to
we're
use
going
the...
together.
Or if you guys just went to the cashing in part and did that all together, and then one person has the cashing in equivalent.
I don't think we've done the cashing in yet, and I do want to cash in that torque.
Cashing in. There it goes.
In.
Gems and jewels.
So he's going to cash in everything that he's had by way of non-coinage.
I've got one of those armbands. I don't mind selling it, but it also might be easier to carry it if we don't need the money right now.
Well, here is how it works. If you trade in your stuff now, cash it in, you get a value for it that might be a little random. Like your jewelry, I'm going to make a roll for that, I believe.
Because here's the thing. You know what it's worth. He told you how much it's worth. We're now in town dealing with other people. It might not be worth that to other people. And that's what the cash on hand thing says. Spending loot on a roll insulates your resources from tax. And I assume that's why the value goes up or down weirdly. Is tax.
What else it is that when the tax comes into play, you have resources as an ability. As that goes up, you won't need as much cash on hand to purchase your items. Right now, you can only buy with the cash you have. Resources is like credit. You can use cash on hand instead of using your resources, and then your resources aren't at risk of being taxed, just like your nature could be taxed. But what else it comes into play, you have a piece of jewelry, the silver torque, I believe it is.
Arc does. Klingerton.
Yeah, it's a 2D silver torque.
Okay. So, what's going to happen is I told you that was worth, what, 2 dice?
Yes.
Now, you might get more or less for that, depending on this roll. Which it is. The guy thinks it's actually worth more than what it was you thought it was, and it's worth 3 dice. Now, here's the big important thing with this. That was 2 dice. If you went to the market and you purchased something and you paid with that necklace, but it was only 1 die, then you can't break up that necklace and say, well, I want to use one of its die of value now and 1 die later. You would simply have to use it all right now. But being you have now cashed it in, it is now gold. So you can simply use 1 die, 1 die, 1 die out of it. Instead of being one solid thing, it's a pool.
Okay, so where would I...
But the gold, you now have 2 bags of gold. One is worth 2 dice and takes up 1 spot. The other one, well, you're going to get a gold first. You get 1 bag of gold that's 2 dice, 1 spot in inventory. You then get a bag of silver worth 1 die and 1 place in inventory.
Okay, so 1 bag of gold for worth
2 dice and 1 spot in inventory. And then a bag of silver that's worth 1 die and takes up 1 spot in inventory. So now instead of going to the market and saying, well, I used this silver torque, you can now just reach into your purse, grab out however much gold you wish to use.
That is pretty good.
All right, I have now
So real quick, you were getting oil at the market.
Yes.
What else were you getting?
Let me see. Is there anything anybody else would need?
Light sources.
Holy water flasks?
I still have torches, so I got think like 3 left. So
And I have at least some oil and a lantern. But hey, maybe we should all get lanterns instead of carrying many torches.
I'm good, thank you. I don't have the room for a lantern at the moment.
All right.
All right,
So we were looking at some oil.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's going to be it. So where it says cost obstacle 2.
So right now, you're going to need to make a roll to leave the marketplace with your stuff at obstacle 2.
Okay.
Now you're going to make a pool of dice from all the treasure you have. Now you get to determine how many dice you're going to roll from that gold.
Right.
But you have to get at least 2 successes or something happens.
Is the treasure I have the only pool I have available?
Yes.
All right. So
But once you use that, it's gone. So if you decide to use 3 dice, like that stuff that you just got for cashing in that jewelry, those 3 dice are gone.
right. I think I'm gonna go for using the gold versus the obstacle 2.
Well, no, that's the thing. You're building the pool of dice you're going to roll out of that
With
gold.
everybody else?
So you cash that in for 3. Do you have any other gold
Oh,
on hand?
I don't think he does. Let me see.
You have a total of 3 dice of wealth.
Somebody who oh no, he wanted to save his and just wear it for now.
Okay.
So I guess it might just be me.
I could give you stuff if you need it. I got I got a bag of silver.
All right.
Remember,
No,
I'd have the inventory to carry it.
Yes.
That's why you can't just say, I have this and this and this. You have to actually mark shit off on inventories and stuff.
I know. I'm asking, do you have the room for it?
Now, of course, there is a little bit of leeway to the person making the purchase. Like if you have a bunch of gold that you're about to spend in exchange for an item, then that inventory exchange happens simultaneously.
The only other thing I can do is I can give you that silver band that we got from the opening of the adventure, and you can take that.
Why don't you just go with him?
I could do that.
Be there right next to him. You're holding it. Hold it with him.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out there. I have a bag of silver in my hand. I'm like, how did I get involved in this?
Yay! I have friends.
Somebody needs them.
Okay, so you're going to take a... Is it a piece of jewelry or...
You can have
Actual-
both for all I care. No, take the bag of silver because I need the room in my bag.
Okay, so... Getting some oil... And that's it at the marketplace, which creates an obstacle 2 test for you. You have some dice and wealth. How many are you going to be using to make this test?
I'm going to. I don't trust the odds of the dice, so I kind of want to spend more than 2 on this, like at least 3 or 4. But I don't know how much overkill that would be because obstacles are the penalty of dice versus without rolling.
It's the amount of successes you're going to need. What's
Okay.
going to happen if you fail this roll? You're still going to get the equipment that you asked for. But something can happen as a twist later on in the game or as you're leaving.
Okay. Well, in
If
that
you
case, I'm
had
not that worried.
if
I
you
will
had
try.
more resources, I could tax your resources, but you don't really have resources, so I would have something else happen. There could be somebody from the guild chasing you for some money, or
I gotta
an
admit,
enemy.
the moment
What
you
that?
said, I gotta admit, the moment you said, even if you fail, you get everything you asked for, in the future, and something might come up. It's like, well, fuck it, then I use nothing. I give up 0 resources. I take everything I want. Future me will deal with this.
Well, then you don't trigger a test.
Yeah, no test.
No test, no equipment.
But I roll my D0.
But then I can add some awfully nice twists.
I'm just saying. Yeah, Oliver twists. But I'm just saying that if you get
And that,
everything you want, it's for failure. Then fuck it.
well,
Fail now.
that is actually one of my options. I can say, well, you get your equipment, but your enemy heard about that dungeon map you found, and now they know the location.
Cool. Next time we're in town,
Or
we'll read about how they all died in the dungeon.
Yeah. They got eaten by the Gru.
Well, I think I'm going to go for 2 dice.
okay,
Damn, what is it that you spend to make 6s explode?
that would be a fate point, I believe.
I'm going to spend a fate point. Damn.
Well, looks like it's a problem for future you.
Yes.
That's always the best kind of problem.
All right.
That's a problem that make you start drinking.
Well, maybe that was the problem. You got drunk. Okay, so that's one for later. Now, was anyone else going to the market?
Technically,
Alright.
I'm there, but I didn't really want to purchase anything. Unless if there's something super expensive that's on the racks, but
No, just be the general equipment.
then I do not care.
Okay, so
I want the
now
deed to the town. I understand I only need to put up 1 piece of resources to win it.
Only one, you say?
Yes, 'cause I
town
can
really
fail the
is.
roll
Yes,
and
but-
still get away with it.
and remember to mark off you failed that that counts as a resources test for failing at the
Thank you.
marketplace. So now everybody will need to figure out uh, who went to places to recover.
I went to the inn to
That's-
recover.
And you were recovering from.
I'm recovering from sickness, I think. Clingerden is recovering from exhaustion.
I guess I should be covering Herrick here.
Now, I will say that the inn does not give any bonuses to recovering from sick.
No, I thought I saw that.
Hotel. The inn. While staying at the inn, you may recover from any type of condition, but take a +1D bonus to recover from angry, afraid, or exhausted. The hotel. Let me see here. Staying at the hotel grants a +1 die bonus to recover from sick and injured. So you
Sorry,
can make the
Clearden.
test at the inn, but the hotel would get you a bonus.
The hotel costs a lot.
It's, 3, yes. Now, if you give me
That's just a bonus for
second,
me to recover. It's not a guaranteed recovery.
and I'm about to tell you. Let me get the conditions here. Now, you were sick, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so recovering from sickness is an obstacle 3 will test.
I've got a will of 5.
Okay, so without any bonuses, but you're staying at the inn, so you can make the test. You'll go ahead and make an obstacle 3 will test.
I wish you luck.
Ha! Luck.
I call it fate. Points.
That'll give you more luck.
Oh.
Throw in the points.
Should I? Can I?
Well, you didn't roll any 6s.
But hold on a second here. You might be able.
By the way, Herrick is going to have to do the same thing you're doing right now. He's going to have
Yes.
to stay at the inn, and he's going to have to make the same rolls, basically.
You can spend persona points to add dice to that roll. 1 point per die.
Okay, I've got 2 persona, and I want to get rid of them, so I'll spend 1.
Okay.
Boo. Can I spend the other one now, or is it all at once?
You can keep going. Up to 3 times, I believe it is.
Wow. Well, I tried. I'm just going to be sick for our next adventure.
I think I really ruined the curve by rolling 3 6s and a 5.
Hey, yeah, right?
So yeah, Herrick
Burns
is
up all the
here as well.
mojo.
Herrick is here as well. Herrick has to get rid of
Okay.
Afraid and Exhausted, which I think the inn gives you a bonus to both of those.
Yes,
No,
it
did you roll your
does.
bonus die as well, Red,
What was the bonus die for?
for the inn? What were you rolling against?
He
The inn
doesn't-
doesn't give you one. The
Oh.
hotel does. So
Not for
I was
being
doing it
sick.
raw.
Oh, 6, sorry. Yeah, Herrick is Afraid and Exhausted, and I believe the inn gives +1 die to both of those conditions.
It does.
Right. So yeah, I guess I'll do the will one now. Come on, be in the right field when you type buttons. And that's an obstacle 3, I believe.
For which one are you doing?
And he passes. He's no longer afraid.
Okay.
And then exhausted. And I also do know that the cost of lifestyle is going up every one of these.
That is correct.
The same goes for you, Red. Right? Go into a place to get healed, even if you fail, costs
It
you.
goes. Okay, so recovering,
So this is Ob 3 as well.
and that's a health test.
Yep, so Herrick is good because he had the luckiest man alive making rolls for him. Does he go to fresh now?
If all of your conditions are alleviated when you leave town, you are fresh.
Alright, when we leave town, okay. So he has spent 3 at this point now, I think. Lifestyle is +3 now.
Okay. And
What is the inn?
the inn is 2.
2, so no, now he's at 4. He's at 4 lifestyle cost.
Anyone else recovering?
Yes. exhausted.
Okay. And the inn will give you a bonus die if you're staying there.
Yes, that's where I was thinking of saying. So this is a health roll.
This is a health roll. Yeah, a health roll at obstacle 3.
All right, I got 2 6s there. I'm going to try to explode.
All right. Make sure everybody's putting all these points over for leveling up. That got you the one more, so you are no longer exhausted.
Excellent. I'll put
And
that past my health.
But you stayed at the inn too, right?
Yes.
You went to the market, man. Your lifestyle, Jesus.
right?
The bill collector's gonna be after you.
My I can only imagine like how big mine can get if I really wanted to.
Oh no, never mind. The market has a lifestyle cost of 0, so you're only at what, 3 now? I wonder what else you've done.
They stayed at the inn, so that would put it up.
Yeah, he's at 3 just for the inn and recovery alone.
I'm at like 4. No?
What did you did? Rumors.
I did the digging for stuff, I did the haggling, I did the tavern.
Where did you stay? Is the tavern a place you can stay?
No. It has to be the inn or a hotel.
Or the streets? Don't forget the streets.
I'm not
Or
staying-
even if you have a family member, you can stay with family.
I don't think my family's in Skagenby.
What did you do at the tavern?
Oh, I drank their finest wine.
Oh, okay. So only one drink.
Yeah, if
Depends on how
that,
good the wine was. Was it delicious?
well, there's narrative and then there's mechanical. If
fair
you're not, if you go to the tavern and you're drinking, you can satisfy hungry and thirsty. You can make a test to recover from angry or afraid. Now, were you angry or afraid?
I am neither of those things at the moment.
You hungry or thirsty?
Not at the moment.
Were you going to roll for rumors with
Sure,
higher people?
I'll roll for rumors since we're here. Why not?
Rumors. Well, why I'm asking this is if you said no to any of those things, then there really wasn't a need for you to be at the tavern to raise your lifestyle cost.
Okay.
But if you're going to go for rumors, then we're on to a different story.
I will. How about this? I'll just negate and I'll go to the hotel or inn or whatever.
Which one?
Okay,
What
so-
cost is different than the other one?
Well, the one that's more expensive, so that's the hotel, right?
Here's the thing: if you're not recovering from anything, which you're not, the inn costs 2, the hotel costs 3.
What was your
The
belief again?
flop house.
Well, my problem is I'm also extravagant, so I can't help myself but to stay in the best hotel in the entire town.
Exactly.
Yep.
So now you're at a lifestyle cost of 5.
Yes, that's
One
all right.
more than Herrick,
I
who's
know.
not extravagant.
Okay, now was
It's
anybody
worse because Harry
digging?
is doing it to recover. I'm doing it because I'm an idiot.
Yep.
That's the fun part, though. Did anybody dig for leads?
I did before and failed miserably.
Okay.
I already counted that into his thing.
I could. Well,
Now,
He did two individual things that cost him, and then he stayed at the hotel for 3. That's why he has 5.
okay. So now we are going to be rolling to leave town, which means we're going to be rolling for some adventure hooks, as well as paying your debts as you leave. So what everybody's going to do, you should have a lifestyle cost tallied up.
So am I considered to have automatically passed since I had no lifestyle to pay? My ob would have been 0, right?
Yes.
Cool. Because if you
And
fail
you're-
this, you also don't start the adventure fresh.
But you were already fresh.
Right. I'm just saying, because if there was something, we all have resources 0, right?
Yes.
Right, which means there's no physical way. I mean, I guess maybe unless you had a lot of persona dice, you just added them all to this roll.
This is where treasure comes in.
Oh, right. Assuming you didn't spend it all in some sort of crazy
Yes.
attempt to fleece the market.
So, everybody is going to need to make a test with their resources, with the successes equaling your lifestyle cost. And you're going to have to use money from treasure, from your actual physical wealth, to make the pools. So, who would like to go first? Well, everybody but Sir, who is already outside of town.
We have to conduct costs now based off of what we have.
Well, you have a lifestyle cost of 5. How high can you get your die roll?
So what you're going to have to do is divvy up some whatever cash you have to each person to try and make these rolls as you're leaving town.
I mean, that transcription for immortality was 66, so
No, it was 6D.
60.
Yeah, it was 6 dice.
What was your lifestyle cost, Maxima?
I think it was 2. I mean, if I'm doing it right, plus 1 for staying at the inn, and I just tried to rest up and failed at it.
And the inn is 1 or 2.
The inn is
The inn
plus
is 2.
1, I think. Is it 2?
The
Yeah,
flop
the inn
house
is-
is 1, the inn is 2.
Oh, okay, so that's 2, and then the resting costs 1, so it would be 3.
Right.
Well, no, staying at the inn allows you to make that test.
Okay,
No,
so then
it's plus 2 plus 1 every additional recovery, every plus 1 if additional recovery test is made. Oh, you're
After
spending free tests.
expending your free test. So the first one's free.
Okay, so Herrick is
So-
down to 3 then, not 4. I didn't realize it gave you a free one.
And
Yeah,
if the
one
first one's
free
free,
one.
then I just have
2.
a lifestyle cost of 1.
No, 2.
The inn says
The inn
lifestyle
is-
cost plus 1.
In lifestyle cost plus 2.
The flop house
Page
is
90.
I'm looking at the sheet. I'm looking at the sheet on Roll20.
Yeah, the
Wow.
sheet says plus 1 for some reason.
I don't know. The book says in lifestyle cost plus 2 in page 90.
Which, now that you think about it, then what the hell's the point of the flop house if they're both plus 1?
Are you talking about rest and
Yes.
recover? I don't know what that is.
Market, temple, inn, tavern, hotel.
Because to be fair, in the book, that same map of the town doesn't have all that stuff underneath it. That's just our handout.
Yeah, so that's why it's getting a little confusing. You get 2 free recovery tests and 1 additional recovery test at your expense. While staying at the inn, you may recover from any type of condition, but take a plus 1d bonus to recover from angry, afraid, and exhaustion. Lifestyle
I
inn.
would assume
Even better
that
than
this
Herrick is now down to 2.
I'm going to assume that this is a misprint on the town sheet. And the inn should be at...
Though do remember, the last time I brought up the book saying a different thing than something else, it was the book that was wrong.
Hold on.
If you recall last time the book was wrong is when I was talking about traits. In the same way the character sheet has, if you're a level
the
2
roll
trait.
20.
Yeah, I just mean the last time we brought that up. No, never mind. That was the sheet that was wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd have to go with the book because if you're on the street, it's free. If you're in the flop house, it's 1. If you're in the inn, it's 2. If you're in the hotel, it's 3.
Right. Then this makes another point. Oh, I can't recover from exhausted or sick at the flop house. So yeah, so it would have to be the inn. So the inn is 2.
Yes.
And does that include the recovery check, or is it +1 because I tried to recover?
Well, you get 2 free ones, so...
Right. So it's just 2.
Right, and I was
Okay.
making the mistake that I was just reading the cost and didn't read the actual paragraph that said you got 2 free ones. So Herrick goes down from 4 to 2. Because his 2 that he made were part of the inn.
Right. And mine will be a target of 2 as well.
So the only person here with an insane lifestyle cost remains Robert.
Which kind of fits your character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he's not going to be that way when the tax collectors come for him.
Like I said, I have whatever the 6 dice thing is. I thought that would cover it.
Well, I mean, it's dice.
That's how many dice you're going to use to roll, but you need those successes.
Okay. I guess I'll throw all of my wealth at it then.
I mean, might as well do you first then. You've
So
got
that-
the Ob 5. Throw all your money out.
All right. Do I have to throw all the wealth out now, or?
When you roll the dice, you're exchanging that wealth for dice to roll. This is where you actually turn the wealth into real money that you're spending as you walk out the door.
Yeah, that's what I would do. So I got the silver band, I got a silver bag, a bag filled with silver, and then I got the transcription for immortality. If I'm correct, that's 9 dice.
I believe that is correct.
Because
So-
again, if you fail this, you're not going to be fresh on the next adventure. Plus, they might come after you.
That's okay. We'll take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
That could even be the next adventure.
I know. Just me skipping out on debts, even though I paid.
I mean, who the hell knows, right? That 3d6 for adventure hooks could be tax collectors.
All right, you ready? I'm gonna roll 9d6.
All right.
1, 2, 3. How many? What is it? 4 or 5 or higher?
4 and up.
4
Is
and
it
up.
4 and
I
up?
pass. I have 6.
Okay, I thought it was 5 and up for some reason. I've
There you do it.
been looking for the wrong numbers this whole time.
Yeah, 3s and lowers are called scoundrels.
Yeah.
So yeah, you actually made it, didn't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1 over.
Yeah, you paid off your debts. Lucky you.
I always pay off my debts.
So who is next?
That's what they say about Seths. Seths always pay their debts.
Unfortunately, now I'm flat broke again.
That's about how the game goes. Now
Time.
remember to mark off that is a resources test.
Okay.
Also remember, let me look at this real quick.
You said resources test?
Mm-hmm.
Is that that's not a skill, right?
It's advancements, right hand side. Same thing you do with every other skill.
Oh, advancement. Sorry.
Also the 5th of November.
And if let me see here. Yeah, pass tests equal to the skill rank and failed tests equal to 1 less than the rank, and you level up.
God damn it.
Keep remembering that as you're making rolls because that happens as soon as you check it.
Herrick fails. He gave up his 2D torque necklace thing.
Eric failed.
And he doesn't have anything else to roll. He's already spent all of his fate and persona.
How many did he fail by?
1. Actually, hold on. I was not keeping track of his shit at the beginning of the session. He would have gotten a fate point for belief. He was working on his goal, and he did do his instinct, so he would have had 3 fate points. I'll add that to his sheet since I'm here, technically playing him. So I'll spend his fate point for roll that 1d6 that he got there.
Okay.
Come on, luck from 2 hours ago. There we go. He passed. Again, the benefits of having the luckiest man alive rolling for you.
All right. Let's go to a casino.
No, by the time we get there, I'll have died.
That's true.
Jesus, that's dark.
Not really. I didn't even get into the whole diarrhea on the shit stain of the side of the road. We all die in different ways.
Okay, who is next?
I'll go next, but I do have a question. Klingerdin took the gold to go shopping with, right?
Yes.
He only took what he earned by selling his torque.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
So we
only
still
took
have
2D.
a bag of gold. Okay.
Well, didn't Seth go with
Gave
him
him
with that?
gave him one of the bags of silver.
Yeah.
You gave him one of the bags of silver.
Yep. So I am literally flat broke now.
Oh,
you
so
like a
I
bag
have
of
a bag
gold?
of silver? Okay.
Yeah, what
And
was it?
you can feel free to toss some money around to each other so you can make rolls.
Because Klingerdin, you rolled 6 dice on your buying shit stuff, right?
I believe I
The original roll, not the points that you used after the fact.
spent 3 points on it though.
Well,
I don't remember.
If you rolled 6 dice, that means you used 6 things of wealth. So if you only used 3, you had gotten the 3 from someone else. Because you used the 2 from your torque. Because we have resources 0. There's a 0 die roll if you're just using our resources.
Remember, one of those resources bumped up to a 3. It was originally 2, but now it was worth 3.
Right. Well,
the thing you did.
right. But still, if I'm saying if he rolled 6, then he had 3 from somewhere else that needs to be subtracted from what's available.
Shit, I'm sorry if I did something wrong. Shit.
No, I'm trying to figure out where your roll is. I'm looking at the last roll you made, and I don't know if that... No, that's your health. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think then, okay, if we're going back up here, that roll that you didn't hit the resource button. That's why I couldn't find it. You made a roll
I
with...
just rolled flat 2d6, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's your torque thing then.
Got it. So you still have a bag of silver.
Which is worth how much?
It's 1 die per bag. I've got 1 silver bag as well. I also have this silver arm ring thing. Did we determine what that was worth?
That worth by itself is 2 die. You could cash it in, but then it might go a little up or a little down.
Oh, I could sell back that oil I got because I've got nowhere to carry it, and I don't think anybody else here does.
No, I do. I assumed that I took it. I updated my
you took
sheet.
the extra one? Okay, so
Yeah.
then I now have space for a ration. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So I would like to cash in my silver arm ring and then this bag of silver coins that would... Well, it depends on what the arm ring ends up being worth, but that might be able to cover my debt of 2. So how do we figure out what the silver arm ring is worth?
That price stays the same. It's still worth 2 dice.
Nice. So I'm rolling 3 dice. It'll be a resource, which is 0, plus 3 for the stuff I'm spending, the silver and the ring.
With an ob of 2.
Look at you go.
But you're still sick, right?
Still sick. That's okay.
See, if you gotten rid of the sick, and you passed this roll, you'd be fresh right now.
That's true. But I'm okay.
And
I'm in it.
this also goes to show how the game will slowly wear you down because you're not fully recovered. So now you're going into the next adventure not at 100%.
Right. It's a gradual thing. I honestly, the way I like to play games, if I'm at 100% operating capacity, it means the game is not challenging me enough. So I don't mind going in with sick. We're fine.
All right. Who is next?
I think Seth is the only one left.
All right.
Sorry, not Seth. Killer Drupinen.
Klingerton.
Yes.
Starts with a K, ends with a G in my respect, says I have no fucking idea.
All right. So this roll resources. I don't have anything to add to it.
You have any gold left?
So you had a bag of silver.
Yeah, that's true. I spent only 2 gold on that roll. So here we go.
What have you done, by the way? You haggled, right?
Yeah.
Where did you stay?
At an inn.
So it's 3. Did you
And
do
you
anything
have-
else? The market
No.
is 0.
Nothing else.
Yeah, that was it. Was trying to recover at the inn,
Alright, so you have an obstacle of 3.
and 1 die.
And nothing else, huh?
Nothing else.
Did you have any conditions or anything?
Could you hold on just a second?
Yeah, sure.
I had exhausted, got rid of it at the end.
Okay, so you have no conditions right now.
Right.
Fail your lifestyle test. You fast the test and have a condition. It's just the weird marking way that they put it down. See, you passed the test, you didn't. If you have a condition to pass the test, you didn't. If you fail the lifestyle test, you are subject to a twist, condition, or attack to the GM's discretion. Do not start fresh or recover nature.
So you had just the 1 success.
I'm in trouble now.
Oh no. So that's the point of the game. Bad things are supposed to happen.
We need
Yeah, that
someone
was
to narrate this, like the guy from Darkest Dungeon.
now let me see. That was everybody, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's the only one who failed, so we're like waiting to see what happens when you fail.
Well, I'm getting to that in just a moment. I want to roll the adventure hooks. That way I can see if his adventure hook is actually going to tie in with that twist.
I do like this little use the thug stats for bill collectors.
Yes. Okay, so I'll tell you what, Klingerton, why don't we start with you? Roll 3d6. $11. Okay. Yeah, so you have some problems paying off your tabs at the inn as you're trying to go out the door. Let me see here. Yeah, you're met at the inn as you're trying to pay off your tab. As you're going through your pockets, you see you don't have much money in there. But you're stopped by somebody comes up to you, introduces himself as Reg. Says it's a nickname, but Reg said he'd be willing to help you out, pay off that tab for you. You'd be all even. But he's got a farmstead a little ways outside of town. Keeps having trouble with some bring-ins. They keep coming in, raiding the farms. They've killed a few people. You go take care of that problem for me, and I can take care of this problem here at the inn for you.
Well,
Uh,
brigands are an
you don't
enemy
have
to us
to.
all.
What's that?
Brigands are an enemy to us all.
There you go. Now you do not have to give a answer on that just yet. Let me see. Somebody want to roll for Herrick?
For what?
For 3d6 for leaving town for an adventure hunt.
Oh, okay. I was about to say Eric passed. I didn't know what we were doing.
This is the good roll, not the bad roll.
Yeah. 7. High numbers have failed me.
Ah,
I mean, that would really just tie us right into what you were already doing. If you read it the right way.
as you are all heading out of town, Herrick is stopped by the gatekeeper with a very sound warning. Bandits, brigands, and raiders have been ravaging the nearby countryside. You should really be on the lookout.
Well, you know what I always say in a time like this. When there's danger, I'm the first to react.
Okay.
Eric comes with pre-written lines.
Maxima? You want to roll 3d6?
I would love to. Two successes.
I just need the number, the result 13.
I also didn't realize it was everybody got an adventure hook. I guess that makes it a little bit more world building.
Yeah, well, that's the reason I'm doing it, is I want to get lots of hooks and world building. Yeah, when you are there at the gates talking to the gatekeeper about the bring-ins and all the problems in the countryside, a dog comes running up to you, starts barking furiously, not attacking you, but it's barking, making noises like it's trying to tell you something.
I bet you some kids have done fallen down a well again.
Done fallen in the well.
Oh, Timmy, you bastard.
I don't have dog wise.
You know, you say that.
Dog-wise.
You say that, but I don't remember Timmy's dad. His mom was always on that phone. I remember that.
Yep.
Or picking up the
I
ice
think
delivery.
Dad was always at work.
I don't remember Timmy's dad. Not once.
Well, it's Timmy's dad's fault, too.
Sir.
Turns out Timmy's dad was actually the drunk in Andy Griffin's jail the whole time.
Yes, sir, if you want to give me a roll.
I went from 7 to 8.
8. A lot of these are going in the same direction. As you are all sitting there at the gate, once again, there's a few people coming in from the countryside, some merchants and what have you. One of them looks like his cart has a big burn mark on the side. It's completely empty. His legs all bandaged up. Apparently he was waylaid. Everything was stolen from him. They actually killed his partner as well.
Partner in what?
Merchant. They were business partners.
Where were you located when your partner was slain?
I was hiding underneath the wagon.
And you just took off with the wagon, leaving your partner's body in tow?
No. Pointing to a dead body in the back of the wagon.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Sorry, I'm just imagining that I've already seen this episode of Deadwood, where the one guy kills the other guy and then blames it all on Indians. So they run out and get into... Indians in this respect would be the bandits we keep getting warned about. So I've seen this episode of Deadwood before.
I was actually thinking the same thing. I was trying to catch him.
Now, Seth, did you roll yet? I don't think so.
What am I missed what I have to roll.
3d6. This is for your adventure hook.
I rolled a 6.
D6.
Do you have a friend?
Yeah, do you have a friend in?
I have a friend, yes.
Ah, yes, Amari, the haggler.
Yes.
Comes up, clothes all tattered, covered in dirt, looks like some horse manure. Staggering, might be a little drunk. Telling you about this tale that you just have to hear.
Amari, you look horrible. What happened?
Well, now, real quick, what I'm going to say...
Not a good day for hagglers.
Those are the plot hooks that you have. Do you want to hear Amari's story real quick?
I mean, I do.
So there's not really an or in there anywhere, is there?
So continuing on, Amari tells you, I was out following these merchants, doing business, making my way to the next town. We got hit by these bandits. I got separated and lost. I couldn't find my way for 3 days, but I found this valley, and the valley had this ancient temple complex in it. Some of it was covered in a landslide from the side of the valley, but there could be something there worthwhile for you. I could put it down on a map about the location where it was.
Ancient valleys sounds amazing, frankly. I'm sorry, Amari. You can't see me right now.
But, and that's gonna end the... Hello, kitty. We just lose somebody?
Oh, I'm sure the cat must have pushed a button on his keyboard or something.
I just have a cat sleeping on a chair next to me now. She's the emotional support cat. The wife works from home and cat'll hang out with her all day.
You gotta admit that Seth's haggling friend is kind of an idiot or a bad haggler. Not once did he haggle for the sale of that information.
Nope.
Kind of one wonders why he got the name the Haggler.
He doesn't have to haggle with me, obviously. He's a,
I'm sure he didn't get the name the Haggler because of a want to haggle, but some sort of probably built-in need to haggle.
I mean, for the three of you, it's expected, but for me, it's all free information. We grew up together, you know.
No, see, my name's not Sir the Haggler. I don't go around haggling needlessly. Now, your friend and Maxima's friend have the nickname the Haggler.
They specifically do it for a living.
Maybe they're Batman villains. That's really cheap.
Haggle me this, Batman.
Well, I had a cat in front of me, and I missed most of the conversation. I heard a valley that's hidden with treasures, and I heard that he got waylaid.
You dropped literally at the end of this conversation. There was nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, he was waylaid, got lost, and came upon a valley with what looked like an ancient temple complex.
Well, I think this is something well worth exploring. Oh God, cat. Well worth exploring.
So now, that pretty much ends the town phase. And the successful completion of the first adventure. But now is the time. You're going to look at all the adventure hooks that you have.
Well, the easiest one's getting Timmy out of the well.
Yes,
I heard
where
somebody
you
just bought some rope.
Right? It's just exactly. This is where it comes in handy.
You're muted, Rob.
let me see real quick.
Can't hear me?
I said Rob.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, Rob. Gotcha.
I know, 3 letters. Starts with an R. I suppose the last letter is just a backwards version of the other one.
Now, which of the hooks were you hoping to follow next week?
I'm hoping to get rid of some bandits.
That was. Can you hear me now? Hello.
I can. You are loud and clear.
Oh my God, the cat. And that's the puppy. That's the baby cat.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's why.
yes. My roommate's cats. What are we doing? I heard Timmy well, and that was the last thing I think when you said you couldn't
Oh,
hear me.
you heard it. Rob called it. Rob just said which adventure we're doing.
I'm not against rescuing a boy from a well, but the faster we get to these ruins, the better, because, well...
Now, here's the thing. You have, I think it's 3 different hooks.
Well, 5.
Yeah. With a couple of them related around some bandits. But... Now I lost track of what I was going to say. Brain fart. Yeah, I'm sorry. But you were going to... You had some plot hooks. And which one were you planning on chasing after? Timmy in the well?
I mean, we don't know what this dog is talking about, so we can't really say if it's a better or worse option than the others. I feel like that's our neutral option. The bandits are probably the danger option.
For all you know, that the dog is leading us to the bandit hideout.
It's also possible.
What a twist. I mean, I'm all for the dog at the moment, and that way we could maybe focus on something bigger when we're a little bit more...
Oh, yeah? Well, Herrick says the treasure map is the way to go.
That's the one that my buddy did, right?
Yes.
Oh, smells like a trap
that's what
to
I was
me.
going to say. Whichever hook you take, whoever's hook that was will be the next adventure leader.
So who had the dog hook?
That was me.
Well, what do you...
I say the bandits one's a problem because we just combined a bunch of different hooks into them.
Yeah, then you would basically decide amongst the 3 who would be the leader for the adventure.
Let's see. Who of you would make the best leader?
Well, Klingerding's out, right? Klingerding's was the last one.
Couldn't pronounce his name. He's out.
Sorry.
Correct.
Although, I guess to be fair, since both of our leads combined into one lead, his is now me. If you went with his, because his is mine, mine is his. What was Herrick's again? I guess Herrick's was also one of those combined into the bandit thing. So going with the bandits would be a choice of me or Herrick. We could go look at the dog. That would be Maxima. Or we could go to a place marked on a map, which would be Seth's. Which again, your friend is not good at the job.
So the thing in Seth's case, I mean, his friend's competence notwithstanding, is there was some mention of potential like mysteries and treasure, right? Was that implied?
Yes.
Implied anytime you would have an ancient temple complex.
I like that when you think that way because it implies that your hook, if we would be idiots to go for it because the dog can't promise us any money.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. I think the dog is a black box, right? It's a completely neutral option. Anything could happen.
I want a boat.
Pursuing the bandits, we're like, okay, we know we're going to get into some trouble, but if we go check out this valley, bad stuff will probably happen, but at least there's some idea of, like, reward for it.
Well, I think the bandits obviously have whatever they've looted. That's obvious
That's
reward.
true, too. And that's probably a more concrete reward than there's a valley, maybe there's something there.
Then there are also other people, which means that we can know, we understand what other people are like. We can handle other people. Also, if they've been stealing stuff, they must have a way to store it and also move it. Which means we'd have an easier way of getting it back to town.
I like that, but I also feel like known quantities, based on how I feel Maxima would rate this, potential unearthly riches are a lot more tempting than factual mundane riches, right? Like, we know the bandits stole somebody's money purse, but a temple could contain jewelry from like a dead deity or something.
I hear
That's
you.
much more cool.
I hear you, Maxima, but how about this? The bandits are such a problem that not only are people coming to town dead, but the guards are actively warning us because they're that close to town. What happens if we go to that place and we do loot incredible riches, and then the bandits hit us right as we come towards town?
Damn.
These damn bandits.
That's a good point.
At the same time, the mystery of the dog.
I love this. No one cares about the dog. I'm shooing the dog away.
Dog walks
Oh.
back through the bushes. Golden temple.
Yep. Dog just has like uncovered a burial mound that's filled with jewels.
Fountain of youth, spring is forth eternal.
I've actually done that before, where stray dog in a campaign, and it was actually leading them to a burial mound with jewels or something similar to that.
Damn.
And the players didn't take the bait.
I did something like it once, except the dog came with a decomposing leg. The party went following it and found the horde of zombies.
No, yeah, we had
Okay,
that.
that one's on them.
Well, we had that
Come
literally that same thing in the Hackmaster game. That the dog shows up with like a dead body part, and it leads this person to the graveside of a dead baby, actually. And the ghost mother then leads them off into an adventure through the woods. By the way, they were the one on watch during a watch rotation, which means that they're the only one who ever saw any of this, and just weren't there when we woke up in the morning.
Of course not. Why would it be there?
No, they weren't there.
Sure.
Like, the ghost lured them off, and they
Oh,
weren't
okay,
there
I
when we
thought,
all woke
like-
up in the morning.
Always makes for a good morning.
I mean, it wasn't even a huge thing. It's just something that happened one night. Like, we found them later, and they were crazy, but we found them.
I am all for scouring ruins, quite frankly. So I will decide. I will go with what the majority decides. But if we are going for the ruins, I will lead the way.
I'm pretty sure that we made a pretty good point towards why the bandits are the first problem we should deal with.
Yeah, my heart says ruins, but my head says bandits. What does Klingerden think?
I'm going for the bandits. If I had my way.
Something tells me that Herrick, who I've been playing this entire time, also thinks the bandits are a good choice.
Yeah, I think bandits win.
Well, I guess we have no choice on that matter. Lead the way.
Well, the thing is, I think that your adventure hook still exists, technically. So, it's like, deal with the bandits, go back to town for a town phase again. Head back out, get more adventure hooks. Still have your map.
Yeah, we still have the map. The map's not going anywhere, right?
That is correct.
Possibility
So you
exists
could deal with
somebody else.
bandits.
Yeah, some possibility exists while we're handling the man. Someone else might go out there because apparently your haggler is a blabbermouth who doesn't even haggle for information.
So I am going to say you're going to deal with the bandits. So it will be the local countryside is being ravaged by bandits raiding the local farmsteads and communities. People are being murdered, people are being robbed. The local merchant trains are being disrupted. You have decided to take it upon yourselves to deal with this situation. And from that statement, you can come up with goals for the adventure.
I mean, stopping the bandits makes the most sense.
Yeah, I was going to say you can contemplate that.
Let's say,
For,
also, remember, the goal should be something you want to accomplish in a single session.
Yes.
We keep putting
Or
down...
work forward.
20 minutes.
Yeah, well, we keep putting down things that'll be like, oh, the entire session. It's like, no. The thing says, one session. You want to be immediately accomplishable, but not too easy.
I am
the whereabouts of
presuming...
the bandit hideout.
I'm sorry, what was that?
How about discovering the whereabouts of the bandit hideout?
There you go. You don't have to give an answer on those. Just think about them for next week.
Oh, okay.
Because that's when we'll start on that adventure. But for now, we have some rewards to give out. Who was acting on their beliefs?
Herrick, there's
against
always a way, so I guess we're still moving places, so there's always a way.
Okay.
And I will never leave a fallen comrade to fall into the hands of an enemy. I carried a little girl out of a place.
All right.
I spent a bunch of gold for no reason because I am a man of wealth and taste.
That is absolutely correct.
I never settled for good enough. I helped rescue that little girl and gave no thought to future wealth or riches.
Okay.
It could always be worse, so keep your head down and your spirits up. I'm adventuring even with an illness.
All right. That sounds like everybody was acting on their beliefs and get one fate point. Was everybody working toward a goal? I believe we can say yes to that.
Yes, return Jorah or her remains to her parents.
Get everyone out alive. I can't remember what I wrote down since I already wrote a new goal over top of it, but I know I accomplished it.
I deleted my goal too, but it was along those lines.
Mine was all about discovering who it was, so...
And Dennis, Herrick accomplished his, which is
Okay,
why
so
I wrote in his place, write a new one, Dennis.
All right, so everybody gets a fate point for that.
Persona point.
Uh,
We accomplished them.
Working towards your goal is a fate point.
We accomplished the goal. We didn't work towards it. You can only get accomplish or work towards. You can't get both.
Then we are benefiting from an instinct. Did we use an instinct and it benefit the party?
I gotta change my instinct, so I'm gonna have to think of something new.
Okay. I don't think anybody really had a chance to use instincts this session. Because we only really wrapped up
I don't
conflict.
know. I put myself out there on the streets in order to get a rumor. I will always put myself in harm's way to protect my comrades.
So I would argue that maybe mechanically you did that, but your character didn't hang out on the streets waiting to get kicked out on the off chance that he would hear a rumor along the way.
I don't know. The way you worded that, it sounds exactly the way that went.
My point is, if you walked up to someone on the street and said, I'm going to kick you out of town right now, you would not be like, okay, hold on, now I get to know something. Like, those things don't follow.
No, I
It's
mean,
not logic.
the fact I wasn't kicked out individually. I was kicked out because I was hanging around all of the, what's the word?
Riff-raff.
Yeah, well, there's a W word, but yeah, riffraff works too. And I was there getting rumors. I mean, it's your call.
I'll say sure. Now, everybody acted on their beliefs.
Instinct.
I don't think anybody played against.
What was Herrick's instinct? Said it 3 times. In the face of danger, I'm almost the first. No, there was... no. I was running him on autopilot. Didn't throw him in any danger.
Okay, so... that would be MVP. Who was the MVP of the session?
Well, I mean, Klingerton did go shopping for me while I was sick in bed.
I'm gonna make an argument for rolling godly 3d6s in a row for Sir here.
That
Yeah,
was
I think
really
I'll
epic.
go with that one.
It was the role that brought about you back from the verge of not being characters.
Well, that,
Yeah,
and it also kind of turned the tide for us for good.
Yeah, you's almost ended up as a bunch of possessed thralls. So yeah, Sir on the MVP. Teamworker.
Because that's the one that Redwood just said right there.
Then my vote is
Went-
for Klingerton.
Went to the market, did all that stuff. And there's then embodiment.
So what did I get for that one?
Oh, for teamwork,
Yeah.
You know,
persona
I
point.
almost forgot Klingerton was you again. Something about that name, man. Just not sticking in here.
Just call him Klinger.
I can't. I literally cannot have that once this whole session. Embodiment.
Yes,
I'm gonna say Herrick. He literally was all about his roleplay.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Literally, I just want to point out that anything that Herrick was about, I said literally the way he wrote it. Nobody embodied Herrick quite like Herrick today.
It was so embodied, we didn't even need his body.
Right?
Well, hey, who played their character more than Herrick did today?
I'm sure Dennis is gonna love that.
Oh, I'm also sure he's going to love the things I deleted from his character sheet because we had to.
No.
He doesn't have his treasure anymore. I needed it to get him out of town to pay those debts.
But on the plus side, you're not like exhausted.
No,
Right.
technically he's fresh because he got out of town, paid the money off. He's fine.
See, there you
Yep.
go.
I mean, technically, if he spends his persona and fate, he'll level up next session. Oh, sorry, that's me. If he spends, because he had so much stuff built up because we voted for him so much last time.
No, we're actually a little early today. Yes, we are. Last time we were late, this time we're a little early. Regretfully, I am having an issue with the wife's car at the moment. She just tried to go to the store and it is not starting. So could I jump out of here a little early?
Yeah, whatever you need.
All right.
Yeah, it's close enough.
All right. Thank you much, everybody. It was a good time. I will
Thank you.
Good game, guys.
Until
see you
next
all next
week.
week. Deal with some bandits.